Dear colleagues of the Library and Information Science Professionals Association in Assam, and dear colleagues from the Assam Don Bosco University, I'm very happy that I can give you a greeting for the LISPA Conclave 2021 with the theme Recent Advancement in Library and Information Science. I'm Barbara Leeson, the Ifla president since August, and I'm happy that I can share my thoughts with you how Ifla is supporting the library and information field. I will now share my screen with you. So, Ifla supporting the library and information science field. Some flashlights, first of all. You see, when you see this title of a book, you don't look like a librarian. Would you think this is the best compliment a librarian can get? I think there are so many stereotypes about librarians in the world, and we have to change them. I think, in my opinion, librarians are more a multifaceted Swiss penknife. They have so many functions now, and they serve for so many fields. I would like to talk with you, first of all, about a scenery of different scenarios. Scenario one is the librarian as an information provider in the 21st century. The environment is that information is called the oil of the 21st century. And the information shall stay accessible for everyone. Information is also the basic for a real democratic society. What would be the role of a librarian in this field? The librarian should be a human explorer for up-to-date information. He should be an agent for access to information and a facilitator for unbiased and secured information. Scenario two sees the librarian as fact finder. The environment looks like this. Social media is increasingly influencing public opinions. And of course, then we see that misinformation is hard to track and prove today. That means that trust in governance and governments, and also in public institutions, is going down. The librarian should act in these surroundings as agent for fact finder. He should be or she should be a revealer of misinformation strategy, and they should facilitate critical thinking of the public, and they should facilitate a trust. And so the librarian should be a trusted trust builder. The librarian also shall be in the 21st century a society agent. In the environment where the need for innovation is there on all levels, that there is unequal distribution of wealth in many parts of the world, and the consequences of climate change are obvious everywhere in the world now. And unfortunately, precarious work conditions are there as well to tackle. The librarian can help. They can be adapter and promoter of useful technology. They can support the game of changing, themselves sometimes being the game changer. They should be actions for collaboration and also action for participation. That means that the challenges for strategic human resource management in libraries and in this education are the following. There are many library workers who will retire in the coming years and are already retiring. The future generation of librarians is much smaller in number. The library profession should not remain a classic women's profession. I think in many libraries, there is 70, 75, up to 80, sometimes 90% female staff. So let's change this as well. Become an interesting profession for the male librarians as well. The technical and social challenges make constant reorientation of our profession indispensable. And the public budgets will be less and less. And so we have to work with less money, with less budget, but with more impact. So the challenges mean paradigm shift for societies and libraries as well. So we should change from informing to involving profession. We should change from a profession giving access to information to a profession facilitating exchange and sharing information. We should not stay alienated to politics, but take civic engagement seriously and engage ourselves in the society. And we should help that the consumers of democracy should become active participants, and we should as well. The eroding social capital is obvious, and we should help to build social coherence again. We should stop thinking, well, it's their problem. We should start thinking it's our problem. And we are the expert, of course, but from an expert domain to a public domain, we should make a step like this to enable the people. And we should start from thinking, well, this is a concern, to thinking, well, this is an opportunity. So what would be the 21st century skills for librarians? There are learning skills like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, literacy skills like information literacy, media literacy, technologically literacy, and personal skills. Personal skills cannot be learned that easily. They should be developed. That's an attitude like flexibility, leadership skills, initiative, productivity, and other social skills. And of course, we would like to do this. And the corona pandemic just kind of stopped a little bit of this, but we have to regain this again. Now, how does Ifla support the library profession and the LIS community to meet the challenges I was just talking about? First of all, Ifla is the global voice of libraries, and I think as well, the global voice for libraries. Ifla is the leading international body representing the interests of library and information services and their users everywhere. The headquarters of Ifla is in The Hague in the Netherlands. You see, we also have regional offices in Asia, Africa, and Southern America, and we have language centers. At the moment, the leadership is me, the Ifla president from 2021 to 2023, Tonya Arachova, the president-elect, and our Secretary General, Gerald Leitner from Austria. My presidential theme is Libraries Building a Sustainable Future. So the three pillars of Ifla's work are now, first of all, the global vision, which was finalized in 2018, looking for a common attitude of the librarians of the world, how they look at their profession, a very important thing. I will come back to that later. Based on this, we developed the Ifla strategy, which is relevant from 2019 to 2024. We are just within middle almost of this. And to execute the strategy in a good way, there was a governance review, and the governance review was the new statutes of Ifla were endorsed in 2021. The governing board changed a little bit. We have now 5 members who have been elected by the whole membership. We have the professional council chair, we have the regional council chair, and we have the chair of the Library Management Association section. That means also a library association like yours. And we newly installed and established a regional track, as I would say. The regions or the countries wanted to be more influential in the Ifla governance, and therefore you see that is the governing board, and therefore you see the regional divisions have been created, and there is one of the regional divisions called Asia Pacific. There you are, the Asia Pacific or Asia Oceania Regional Division. And in this division, you see the chair is Winston Roberts from New Zealand, and the vice chair is from India, Debai Chandra Kar. So you have a very good representative in the new regional division. So I come back now to the Ifla Global Vision, and I want to show you the summary of the results. The challenges facing the library field from ever-increasing globalization can only be met and overcome by an inclusive global response from a united library field. The key findings are: we, the librarians, are united globally in our goals and values. More than 30,000 responses came back, and this was one of the key findings. And the other key finding is we must connect global and local actions effectively. Let's have a look at the highlights. The first highlight is we are dedicated to equal and free access to information and knowledge. And the opportunity, and I would say also the challenge, is we must be champions of intellectual freedom. The second highlight is we remain deeply committed to supporting literacy, learning, and reading. And this, the opportunity and challenge as well, is we must update our traditional roles in the digital age. Number 3, we are focused on serving our communities. And the opportunity and challenge, we need to understand community needs better and to design services for impact. Number 4, we embrace digital innovation. Well, we do that. But the opportunity is that we must get on. We must keep up with ongoing technological changes. Number 5, we have leaders who see the need for strong advocacy. And the challenge and opportunity, we need even more and better advocates at all levels in every country of the world. The 6th highlight is we see funding as one of our biggest challenges. Well, who does not? The opportunity and the challenge as well is we need to ensure the stakeholders and the funders to understand our value and impact for society. Number 7, we see the need to build collaboration and partnerships. And the opportunity and challenge is we need to develop a spirit of collaboration. Number 8, we want to be less bureaucratic, less inflexible, and less resistant to change. The opportunity and the challenge is we need to challenge current structures and behaviors and our personal attitudes. Number 9, we are the guardians of the memory of the world, sure. But the opportunity and challenge is we need to maximize access to the world's documentary heritage. And number 10, very important. Our young professionals are deeply committed and eager to lead, but we must give them, the young professionals, effective opportunities to learn, to develop, and to lead as well. And I hope this global vision is not only our Ifla's guiding star, but is also your guiding star to develop. We use the global vision at Ifla for the Ifla strategy 2019-2024, and I want to show you some examples for this. The strategy is called Connect, Inspire, Engage, and Enable. Let's have a look at the 4 strategic directions. Strengthen the global voice of libraries, inspire and enhance professional practice, connect and empower the field, optimize our organization. Number 1, strategic direction, strengthen the global voice of libraries. What does that mean? Ifla listens to and understands the priorities of the whole field and amplifies the message through advocating for libraries and their values on a global and regional level. And every strategic direction has a set of key initiatives, 4 key initiatives for every strategic direction. Here you see those for direction number 1. Show the power of libraries in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Build a strong presence in international organizations and meetings as a valued partner. Work with library associations and libraries to identify key legal and funding challenges to their work and advocate for action. Shape public opinion and debate around open access and library values, including intellectual freedom and human rights. Just an example for the strategic direction, show the power of libraries in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Ifla started already in 2014 to work on the Sustainable Development Goals, And here you can just see as an example, a webinar which was already held in 2018 on this. Strategic direction number 2, inspire and enhance professional practice. That means Ifla inspires the profession through future thinking and by encouraging new and promising approaches. Ifla drives the development of libraries through standards, guidelines, and best practices. The key initiatives for the strategic direction 2 are produce, communicate, and distribute key resources and materials that inspire the profession. Deliver high-quality campaigns, information, and other communication products on a regular basis to engage and energize libraries. Develop standards, guidelines, and other materials that foster best professional practice. And provide tools and infrastructure that support the work of libraries. Just an example, the new Public Library Manifesto for today will be published soon. It is really necessary for all the public libraries of the world. And it serves the key initiative number 2, 3, develop standards, guidelines, and other materials that foster best professional practice. Strategic direction number 3, connect and empower the field. Ifla is a hub for dialogue and action. Ifla is the motor of a connected and aligned library field that is characterized by a true spirit of collaboration in which no librarian is left behind. And the strategic directions have the following key initiatives. Provide excellent opportunities for face-to-face networking and learning, support virtual networking and connections, empower the field at the national and regional levels, provide targeted learning and professional development. And here you see that is the unification of the Ifla strategy with the professional units. And coming to the professional units, I want to refer to the professional unit, which is more your unit, the library theory and research section. Of course, the library theory and research section is covering the LIS field. The chair of this section comes from Mexico, and we also have Susmita Chakraborty from India, who is a member of the section and representing, of course, the Indian interests in that section. The section is giving out guidelines for professional library and information science education programs. And they have an action plan for the library theory and research section. And they are closely working together with the Ifla section and education and training. I think it's always important that the sections also work together. Working together is important. Partnerships are very important. So this was my talk to you. I want to ask you with me to be connected, enabled, engaged, and inspired by everything which we are doing and by the support you can get from Ifla. So we are Ifla. Thank you very much for your attention. And I wish you a great conference. I wish you good insights and many learnings. And of course, I hope many personal contacts which you can get. All the best to you and bye-bye.